Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, he's doing
Anyways.
fine.
Anyways.
Um, so, today we're going to go ahead and talk about console wars. And by console wars, I mean PC is better than everything, so why even bother talking about consoles?
Because we play on console, duh.
True. So, I haven't heard too much about the Xbox Series X, if I'm being honest with you. I haven't really kept track of the new consoles because I don't plan on getting either of them. And if I do get either of them, I'm probably going to get both of them. I want both the mini fridge and the router.
You want both the mini fridge and the router? Wow.
Is that not what they look like?
Oh no, that's definitely what they look like. And I want both of them just for the memes.
See, I believe it was during the whole like release, like at the first look of the PS5, that someone of the higher up stated that the design of the PS5 was made the way it was because they wanted it to look like something that could just be in a living room just because. Like it was
Just
supposed to,
because.
yeah,
Oh,
like it was supposed to be this aesthetic thing, like just another piece of furniture. And I'm like, what?
that's like the worst reason
Piece
to
of-
design a system the way that it looks. No, I'm upset because it's all white. Like, my whole setup right here is all like black and dark colors, and then if I put a PS5 that's just white sitting right there, it's gonna throw the whole thing off. I'm gonna have to reset up everything. I'm gonna have to change the case for my computer, which I finally named her.
What's the
Her
name
name
of
is Gideon.
Gideon?
Yes.
Get
Yeah.
a custom PS5. That sounds like a lot of money.
That does sound like a lot of money.
Or paint it
I'm not
yourself, DIYs. Oh
I'm
gosh.
not that good at art. I'm sorry.
But and then like
We are
the
we
Xbox
are
is
joined
just
today by the D20 mug.
and
This is the mug that I have cried over.
and of course the recurring physics mug.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, guess what? Mine comes with a lid,
Again,
and I can make it accurate.
I mean you could also rig it.
That's true. Well, because I looked at an actual D20 when I first bought this cup, and I was like, "Is this an accurate representation of a D20?" It is. It is a 100% accurate representation of the numbers that they have on a D20.
Wow.
It's great. Anyways,
So I don't want to like talk too much about the specs of things simply because you know my knowledge about technology is a little bit above King's. Not too much. Don't get me wrong, not too much. But
I mean, all I know is that the parts that I'm buying for my PlayStation for my computer just make it so I can play any game without having to worry. That's it.
that's what they say, and then you have all sorts of issues.
Yeah, I know. It was more of like, can my console run it in like low graphics? Yeah, it can. That's all I cared about. Oh, PS5 is coming out with. It's gonna be released with a new Horizon game.
Yes.
Huh.
So they did a whole lot last week in terms of like releasing stuff.
Yeah.
And I also heard that they're going to release a console without any form of like drive. I don't know if that was a disk drive that they were talking about, or if it was um, something
I
else. What's up?
personally, I'm gonna be a little upset personally. Yeah, I see it. They have one, or I think they're gonna have one without a disk drive in it. I'm gonna be personally upset if they're like, hey, you know, you bought it, but it doesn't come with a disk drive. I like the nostalgia of putting discs into a system.
Mm.
I still buy disc games.
I don't anymore because my PC doesn't have any form of an optical drive.
Oh, I meant I meant for the PlayStation 4. I have like 8. They're my
8.
favorite games. Yeah, I mean we have more, but we can't find the cases for them, and I don't trust those since they're not in cases.
Mm, makes sense. No, I
Like
feel
I have my games.
because I was reading an article that stated that Xbox Series, like PlayStation, was going to have this thing where they were going to have a digital enhanced thing where like you'd buy the game online, and that's why you like would buy the console without the disc drive. Ow.
Yeah,
And then I read up that Xbox Series X was going to do their best to sort of like do better than their digital stuff. And I'm like,
console war has never been stronger.
I'm just like, what? But I was chilling. I didn't care too much about it because I'm probably gonna buy my games digitally anyways, no matter the console I buy. It's just who I am. I don't feel like making my way to the store to buying like a physical disc or getting it shipped to me. Like I'd rather just buy it then, install it, and play it. You know?
Yeah. So it says that so apparently finally PlayStation is now going to be using a SSD instead of a hard drive to
Oh,
store your games. Which
that's
I don't know why
great.
they didn't do that before
It's it's
because
probably gonna solve a lot of the like overheating stuff since the drive's not gonna have to work as hard.
probably I wonder if they're going to do like uh, a corded version of an SSD or if it's just going to plug straight into whatever motherboard that they're using for the system, but it's a custom CPU, GPU, and SSD with an integrated I/O, is what it says on the PlayStation website.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Well, here
Also,
in terms, what's up?
also, I don't trust any of the reports that there's going to be backwards compatibility with this system because they said that for the last 3 systems and there wasn't.
Well, apparently they're not going to. Like, PlayStation has outright said, yes, we're going to have backwards compatibility. I can't fucking speak. They're
Yes.
going to have that, but they're not going to do it like all the games. Like, they're only going to do like their most sold type of thing.
Yeah, they're probably going to continue with the PlayStation Now thing that they have, which is just past PlayStation games that you can subscribe to. I think it's like the same as the PlayStation Plus subscription,
Mm.
and then you can download or stream games that are older.
Yeah, no. I feel like the way Xbox has done it is great because they're just integrating games from everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
However, like the only thing about it is that like it's gonna take up the same amount of fucking space as my damn computer.
Yeah,
That thing is a small computer. I mean, I have the like specs pulled up here. Um, Dimensions, it's going to be 15 inches by 15 inches by 30 inches tall.
shit.
No, 30 centimeters. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right.
Wait, inches and
Fi-
then centimeters? Like,
or is all this centimeters? Hold on. Except all cookies. Do you guys like cookies? You know, the ones that
Huh.
track your information and then sell it to the government?
Oh shit. It actually isn't that bad.
Okay, so it's all centimeters. Okay, that would have
That's
been a
awesome.
lot nicer to read. So the Xbox Series X is 15.1 centimeters by 15.1 centimeters by 30 centimeters.
Hmm. Interesting.
It does seem
Huh.
interesting. And then in terms of like the rest of the specs, in terms of this is going to be solely the Xbox. CPU, we have 3.8 gigahertz with a custom Zen 2. GPU, it's 12 T-flops, 1.825 gigahertz RDNA 2. 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. Memory bandwidth, we have 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes per second. And 6 gigabytes at 336 gigabytes per second. In terms
This
of
is all for the Xbox.
yeah,
This is
all
all
this
for the
is
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah.
Oh,
Storage, we have a 1 terabyte custom NVMe SSD.
wow. 1 terabyte. Okay.
Optical drive of 4K Blu-ray. Obviously, you're going to be able to do 4K on this. HDR, the same. HDR is just the color frequency, for those of you who didn't know. It's just, it adds to the 4K experience. And not all 4Ks have HDR, just so you know. Ports, you're going to have two HDMIs, two 3.2 USBs, which are the fastest, an Ethernet, a storage, and a power. So, power button where you can put discs and whatnot. Online subscription, obviously the Xbox Live, which is probably going to continue the way it is, which is like $25.99 a month, but then you can also get like the Xbox Ultimate Pass, which is $14.99 a month, gives you access to Xbox Live and, to the Game Pass, where they are constantly releasing games on there. They released Minecraft Dungeons on there the first day it came out, and it was great.
Wow. Okay.
No price
Yeah.
has been given just yet, and availability, obviously, holiday 2020. Now, if we look at the PS5, we have a CPU of 3.5 gigahertz custom Zen 2, 0.3 gigahertz lower than the Xbox. A 10.28 T flops, well, with 2.23 gigahertz. What is that? 1.72 T flops less. However, it has a higher hertz. You have the same amount of RAM, still GDDR6. Memory bandwidth, 448 gigabytes per second. I don't know as to what. And then storage, 825 gigabytes of an SSD. So you are lacking 175 gigabytes less than the. It's still gonna have an optical drive of 4K.
Of UHD, I don't know if that matters.
Ultra high definition. And then 4K, however, no HDR.
So basically, what? Shoot.
What up?
The PlayStation. So you said the Xbox was running at 12 cores, right?
Yes. 12 T-flops.
Yeah. I was only running at 8. It's an 8-core CPU. The Xbox you said was a 12-core CPU.
The CPU is a 3.8 gigahertz custom Zen 2. The GPU is running at 12 flops.
Yeah, this one's a 10.28. It it really seems like the Xbox is probably they're similar, but the Xbox is better looking like it might give out better performance than the PlayStation.
I feel that that's always been the case that Xbox has attempted to do. Um, because if you were to put your PlayStation 4 against my Xbox and we let it running for an hour, um, yours would probably die as to mine won't. We would be running the exact same game and whatnot.
Okay, so
it's a test of.
let's if we put it into perspective, my PlayStation can run any game that is playing.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much like it's requiring, which causes the fans to like kick up.
Mm-hmm.
Which I personally don't mind the sound of fans. Like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It does make me nervous when the PlayStation sounds like it's going to explode. But
see, my Xbox has never sounded like it's gonna blow up on me, so I'm chilling. For example, what's a game that like runs heavily?
That what?
That runs like heavily on the.
Oh, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare. If I play it for too long, it sounds like my PlayStation's going to blow up.
Oh.
But it never does.
Oh, I
had to. I actually had to buy a fan, a USB mounted fan that's just meant to disperse heat, so that way the fans don't kick up too high. And it helps a lot when it's plugged in. When it's not plugged in, it doesn't do anything.
Shit.
So it's plugged in all the time. The power is on when my PlayStation's on, and I have to turn it on before I load up a game, and it has to be on for like 2 minutes before I load up a game for it to actually do anything. Otherwise, it'll make the PlayStation.
Interesting. Because like I've ran Modern Warfare and I've streamed it all together, and I did not have a single issue. And I streamed for like 2-3 hours that day.
Yeah. I never really have an issue with the fan. Like, it's more of just noise issue, and it's like, and then I think like, oh shit, if I play this for too long, my PlayStation's gonna explode. But it's normally fine. It never provides any performance issue. It's the only performance issue I ever get is just my internet. It's shit.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, it definitely looks like the Xbox is going to be giving a better experience in terms of how things are played. However, I feel with like I'm an Xbox over PlayStation guy. I wasn't always, because I used to have like a PlayStation 2 and like that was my life over the like the original Xbox. But like once I got into Xbox 360 and then moved on to like the Xbox One, and I'm just like, PlayStation doesn't necessarily have anything. Not only that, but I find that the controller is like terrible for PlayStation, simply because I have large hands and I
can't. they're really tiny.
Yeah.
If I can grab one. There it is. Yeah, they're not too big. But like, I mean, the longer you play with them, the more you get used to it. It's really small, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played with an Xbox controller, and I was like, this is really heavy, but that's because I played PlayStation too much.
No, yeah. And honestly, I feel like the Xbox 360 controller was heavier than this thing.
It is.
So, like, playing with this felt like heaven for me.
I remember, I mean, I've played on the Xbox One, and I remember it's the same controller, just different buttons, and then, you know, it's just like different button skins, basically. But I remember whenever they said, like, oh, you have to press A to interact with something, I'd look down at the controller and I'm like, which one's A? Oh, that one.
See, like, I've been able to, like, my memory, for some reason, it's great. But then you ask me a question, I'm like, fuck. But when I'm like just trying to remember useless things or like it's for video game purposes, I can go ahead and remember the controls for Xbox, PlayStation, and for the Nintendo Switch. Seeing as Nintendo also just moved things around.
Yeah. No, I played on the Switch for so long that when I went back to play games on my PlayStation, I kept hitting circle to confirm things instead of X. And I'm like, fuck, that's not what I want to do.
Uh, yeah, I mean, granted, the
Very
buttons
cool.
for the Switch are are closer to what Xbox is than what it is for PlayStation. Also,
Yep.
because of the way that the analog and D-pad are set up, how instead of having both analog sticks down here, you know, they moved up an analog stick, and I feel like that just gives you a little bit more freedom than playing.
It's supposed to be more ergonomic for your left hand because most people are dominant right hands.
Yeah,
So like having your thumb down here is really fine, but having your thumb up here with your left hand is supposed to be a lot more comfortable
yeah, it is.
because you're not stressing your hands, which is fine. I mean, I can sit here and play video games for a long time on this controller, but that's because I have conditioned my hands to be like this.
Yeah, yeah. You said you're gonna get used to it and you're gonna like it.
Yeah. And then what do you call it? When I played on the Xbox one time, I'm like, oh, this is really comfortable, but I don't like it because my thumb is not used to this.
Yeah,
It's used to
it's one of those
it's
things.
used to pressing D-pad buttons instead of moving an analog stick.
And then I also like how the controller for how Nintendo released the old GameCube controller and ported it to the Switch, but they
Yeah.
also released like a professional controller, and it's a little bit smaller than the Xbox one, just by like a little bit, but it
Yep.
has like the entirety of the same setup, and I'm like, this is beautiful.
Perfect. It's the best. They did everything right.
They honestly did. Nintendo out here like just saying, "Fuck you guys, I'm doing what I want."
I know. I remember I looked at the GameCube controller. I'm like, fuck, I completely forgot about what this looks like because it's just got that big old A button right in the center,
Yeah,
and then the little B button off to the side, and you're like, I can never miss the A button, like ever.
but yet you miss it always.
Yeah, it's true. This besides the point. No,
um,
yeah. Anyways, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Trying to go back to the topic. I just read here Sony's SSD is at a 5.5 gigabytes per second transfer speed. So like,
That's not bad.
it's not. It's not. I think you said Xboxes was at like a 5.8 or something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know. I don't know.
But no, yeah, like here it's. I'm just hoping that like it comes through with the whole like 4K 120 frames per second thing. Obviously, granted, your internet has to match with all that stuff, because if your internet
It's
doesn't,
just got to take.
yeah, I mean, hopefully you run an Ethernet, because if you don't, you're fucked. In terms of price, I haven't seen anything for the Xbox.
PlayStation sitting at around
600.
700.
Yeah, 600,
699
700.
I think is what the pre-order was.
And then I saw the game list for the PlayStation. I haven't seen any specifics for the um, Xbox, but from what I can see here, we have a new Spider-Man game centered around Miles Morales, or at least it's called Miles Morales. Uh, Gran Turismo 7, so it's probably a racing game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I'm happy for a new installment for Ratchet and Clank. I love the series, but I haven't played it in a long time. Project Athia, have no idea what that is. Stray, have no idea what that is. Returnal, have no idea what that is. Sackboy, A Big Adventure, that is interesting. It sounds like Little Big Planet.
It is Little Big Planet, but it's like Little Big Planet 4.
Sackboy, A Big Adventure?
It's using the same characters from Little Big Planet.
I used to love that game.
I'm pretty sure it's such a fun, stupid game.
It is. It's hilarious.
It is. I love the narrator.
Kenna, Bridge of Spirits. That just sounds like an adventure world game.
Really?
Oddworld Soulstorm, Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm interested to see what that's about.
Ghostwire Tokyo?
Yes. Godfall, Solar Ash, Hitman 3.
Ooh, yeah. I don't play the Hitman.
I love the Hitman series. For a while, I had the idea of just saying, like, fuck everything, I'm going to become a hitman. For a while, I almost did.
For a while, yeah.
But yet I'm here. And then we move on to Astrobot. No idea what that is. Little Devil Inside. Sounds like a horror game. Not touching it. NBA 2K21. Bug Snacks. Huh? Bugs Snacks. I don't know. It has an X.
Bug
at the
Snacks.
end. What the hell is that?
I'm sorry.
Looks like Kool-Aid.
Oh, it's it's like Kool-Aid, but it's just in a gigantic cup. I'm sorry. I'm really thirsty.
Damn. Deathloop.
Yep.
Resident Evil Village. Not a big fan of Resident Evil.
I mean, like, they're okay.
Pragmata.
Ah.
Horizon Forbidden West.
That one I'm excited for. I'm excited for the new Spider-Man and the new Horizon game because I beat Horizon Zero Dawn, and let me tell you, that was a beautiful game for the graphics that it was at when it came out. I have yet to actually experience it in Pro Vision, you know, on a PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Pro. But, like, God, it's beautiful.
And then, finally, what apparently everyone confused as Grand Theft Auto 6 is actually Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced. I don't think we need any more GTA 5s. They're just milking that so much.
And they're, like, okay to do it. They just need to stop.
They should just make the GTA 6. Like, for fuck's sake, give us a new installment. Give us a better, give us a new story. Where where I don't have to customize a character.
I don't have to customize.
Yes, because, like...
Did you ever play,
Did I ever play
what? Red Dead Redemption 2? Did you ever play the online version of that?
Yes, I did. And I was like, why did I do this to myself? I would be just
I got so into it for so long.
I was just like minding my own business, and randomly I just fell off my horse, and I'm like, why?
Why?
And like someone just came over, shot me some more, and called it an end.
Yeah.
I remember like
I got
the
so
original
into
Red
it for
Dead
so
Redemption.
long.
I absolutely loved Red Dead Redemption at first, simply because of how beautiful the game looked. Like, it was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But it was just so slow-paced that I...
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I never played the story for Resident Evil. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Hmm.
Also, never played the first one. I watched people play it, but I never played it myself.
I played and beat the first one. I played and stopped halfway for the second one. But apparently the second one's before the first one's.
Yep, yep. The second one is actually the prequel to the
Yeah.
first one.
Which is weird. Anyways. Sir, do you like Dark Souls?
Um,
Have
a
you ever
good
played
question.
Dark Souls? Uh, your
The
mic's
third
not.
one?
Your mic didn't pick any of that up.
Oh fuck. I mean, I like the games. I've played the second one and the third one. Never
You
beaten it.
you haven't
I
played the best one, which is the first one.
no, no, I have not. I also haven't played the original one, which is Demon Souls.
Which they're making a remake. That's why I
Yay!
ask. Demon Souls
Never.
remake. Prepare to die even more with a PS5 remake of From Software's first entry into the Souls-like action RPG genre, Demon's Souls. While we only saw a few short snippets of gameplay in the announcement trailer, the little we did see shows some impressive graphical upgrades for the PS5 version. While From Software won't be behind the wheel of this remake, Japan Studios and Blue Point Games are looking to put the time in to make a proper Demon Souls remake for the next gen PS5. I'm a little bit upset that From Software is not doing it personally,
Yeah.
but I
It's
have
a.
hope.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too upset with the people that decided to build it, that decided to make the remake, because Blue Point has made some pretty great games,
Yeah.
and the what was it, Japan Entertainment or whatever it is.
Japan Studios.
Game that's a what game did they make? I
I've
think they made
no idea.
the newer Metal Gear game, Metal Gear 5.
Okay.
I think they were helping with that.
Interesting. Hmm. But
Let me look it up.
I just From Software's work is amazing. I hope that they don't change too much. Um, I hope it's just like a reskin of it.
Oh, okay. They did. I'm sorry. Japan Studio did The Last Guardian.
No idea what that game is.
Let's see if I can find any other ones. They made the original Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay. In that case, I am
They
not worried.
did. Oh, they did They helped with the original Demon Souls too. So I mean, they're in good hands.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'm chilling.
They're in good hands. And Blue Point has done a lot of good games in the past. Let's see if I can come up with.
Yeah. I find it interesting that like
Oh, we're looking at the people that created Shadow of the Colossus. The people that did the Blue Point did the Metal Gear Solid collection that came out on the PS3.
oh,
They
okay.
did the Uncharted collection. So yeah, we're looking at some pretty good people that is making this remake. So it's gonna be great.
Hopefully things go well. I would like to try it eventually. I know it's not gonna happen because like I'm hoping to, get a better place moving forward by 2021, as you are
Yep,
aware.
me too.
So hopefully, we don't drain our pockets on that.
Whatever.
So, yeah. It one of the things that I do find interesting is like console wars. Why are console wars still a damn thing?
are frustrating.
What up?
Because people are frustrating.
True. I
Yep.
just, I guess I get it that it's a money grab for PlayStation and Xbox. But like I feel like they should just share technologies with each other, you know, get through with how they do everything and whatnot. And honestly, I just want to see a console made by both Xbox and PlayStation.
I think it would be really interesting if they did that, honestly. I
It
think it would make for like the ultimate like gaming system. Take all of Xbox's technology because they kind of outperform PlayStation, but PlayStation lives a little longer,
yeah.
surprisingly. Um, but yeah, I mean, if they did that, that'd be great. And also, if they did the thing where it's like, oh yeah, you can play with your friends on Xbox, that's fine. Oh, you want to play
Yeah.
with your friends on PlayStation too? Yeah, go for it. Like,
I just I want them to open up cross like I want this whole like I hate you, you hate me situation type of thing to like just completely end and for everyone to play games how they're supposed to together.
that would be the in the ideal world. That would be the perfect thing. Unfortunately, we're not in the ideal world, so we kind of have to deal with it.
I mean, a revolution has spiked in multiple places of the world, so we're chilling.
Viva, viva la revolution.
Twitch don't ban us.
Oh man. Oh, but I've always wished for crossplay because I'm the kind of person that has enough money once in a blue moon to buy a new system.
Yeah.
And it's normally after the newer systems have come out.
Yeah.
So, I have to pick, like, do I want PlayStation or do I want Xbox? Well, I have more family members that play on PlayStation, so that's constant people that I can play with.
But
But
you
I
have
have
more
friends that
friends.
play on Xbox. Yeah, so I have to decide which one am I gonna like more, and then all that kind of stuff. But if crossplay was around, because in the PS3 era, PS3 Xbox 360 era,
They
they were
hated
starting to
each
talk.
other.
They hated each other, but like when the PS4 and the Xbox One were coming out, they
Hmm.
were having talks about opening crossplay for the
Yeah.
entire system, and
Yeah.
they never did it.
Unfortunately, but I feel that as we move on to this like next era of gaming, in my opinion, because like gaming is moving on quickly, especially as VR sort of approaches things. Because to my knowledge, PS4 handles VR. I don't think Xbox does.
PS4, well, PS4 has a headset, like a person that
Exactly.
has a headset for VR. I don't know about Xbox,
I don't think
but
Xbox runs VR, and like
which is it's fine because Microsoft owns Steam, and Steam has VR games, so all you need
yeah,
is a PC.
yeah, and like I feel that as we're sort of headed into this like new age of like virtual gaming with like complete suits, headsets, like motion sensors, like everything, like that's gonna change a lot of games. And I
It's
feel
gonna
that in order for us to achieve that in like the best possible manner, that like it won't cause an SAO or a thing like I don't know if you ever watched the movie Ready Player One.
Oh, I did not watch the movie, but I read the book.
You know how it was like this thing where like life went to shit and everyone went to the virtual world?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen. I like the real world because it's the real world, you know?
Um, I'm not scared of an SAO or Ready Player One, like dystopian apocalypse, whatever. But what I'm really this is probably the perfect time right now for Xbox, for Microsoft and Sony to really work together to refine VR stuff, especially for console. because of everything that's happening in the world, the global health crisis, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, right now is like the perfect time for gamers. That's why I'm building my computer, because it's the best time right now because nobody's doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
The worst time to buy parts. I'm gonna be
Almost
completely honest with
definitely,
you.
because everyone is doing the same thing.
Exactly, but it's the best time for games.
Yeah.
It's the best time to be in virtual worlds. And so this is the perfect time for Sony and Microsoft to be like, hey, let's just fucking put this stuff out of the way. Like, console war, done with that. You and me, we're going to team up. We're going to create a VR headset specifically for console users.
Yeah.
And it'd be such a great idea if they did it and then sold it affordably because of, everything that's going on. I mean, you know,
I feel because like I feel with the technology, because like I feel that the technology that we have currently, it needs just like a few more steps. Like we're not far too off from like a perfect virtual reality experience.
yeah.
See, the only thing I'm scared about is there's only so much that you can achieve in a virtual world, whether it be touch, sight, and hearing. Um, you can't necessarily smell things or taste things.
No, which is what grounds you to reality. Is
Yes.
like you don't have all five senses,
Mm-hmm.
so your brain doesn't actually register that as reality, which is good because then you don't like go through the whole thing where like, oh, you're stuck in virtual reality for too long. Now when you go to actual reality, you're not sure if you're in a virtual world anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you can just look in a mirror. It's fine.
Yes. I mean,
That'll set you back, because. But like one of the things that like I first watched SAO back in like 2013, 2014. Right? I absolutely loved it. And I wanted a virtual experience like that, where I could just lay down, put on a headset, and be transported into a world. You
yeah.
know? The only thing about that, in my opinion, and it's one of those things of like having a headset on for too long can emit X amount of energy. If that energy is sped up at any point, it can harm you physically.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what the whole SAO thing was. Like, you take off that headset in real life and you die. Because the amount of electromagnetic waves that were sent to your brain, causing it to basically melt.
Yeah.
The science behind that is real. That's
Yeah,
what
it is.
scares me. But at the same time, it's thrilling.
It's exciting.
Like, I would like to be in a virtual world where I can't make it apart from reality. But at the same time, what would that mean for our reality?
It does worry me. Um, the idea that virtual reality, like, it's coming sooner than we think it is.
Oh, most definitely. It's within our lifetime.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm sure before we turn. Well, I mean, I can't be 100% sure, but I have a feeling that before we turn, I want to say like 40,
40? Yeah.
we're gonna see some sort of virtual headset that's going to do something like that. Um, my worry is like as technology grows, so do the the risks involved with it.
Yeah,
Because
most
you
definitely.
you hear about you heard about like back in PlayStation 3 era, like 2008, how Sony's software, Sony's online servers were getting hacked and everything.
Yeah.
How would that affect you if you're sitting in VR? You can't You're
Yeah.
sitting in a VR game and they have full, you know,
Control.
you got full permission to go into your headset and mess up stuff, and then
Yeah.
something serious could happen. So, with technological advances, there are so many different
Risks.
things that can
Yeah.
go wrong. Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that like scares me is that like our brains do everything via like electromagnetic waves and like just electrical pulses throughout the body. You know,
Yeah.
like our nerves. Like I looked into the whole science of are you able to intercept a you know a pulse of electricity from the body. And technically you can. You can control as to where they go. So if you run that into a computer, does that mean other things can go ahead and be pumped into your head? Because
Biological viruses.
eh, more like, for example, getting hit by an enemy, right?
Yeah.
Ideally, you won't feel it, right?
You won't feel it per se, but like if you remember from SAO, the second season, they were talking about how there's a pain scaling, and it goes from, I think it went from like 10 to 1, and 1 was like real life pain,
Yeah.
and they had it set to like 8 or 9 for like you could feel it, but it's dulled a lot.
I thought it was the opposite.
I mean, I don't remember clearly, but it's that scaling.
Yeah.
That kind of idea that like they can put that into a game and it affects you in real life is just
Terrifying.
it's crazy. It is terrifying.
I mean, enough sensory stimulation could probably harm organs.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing.
Yeah,
Like,
like
one of the things I never understood is like you put on the headset and your movements are put into a world. How exactly do you breathe?
So you know how there are warning labels in games for like epileptic
Yeah.
sensitive people, right?
Mhm.
I wonder when they develop a full like VR system where you just like lay down, will they have to put in a warning for people with like heart conditions?
They
Because
better.
yeah, they're 100% gonna have to. But like if they put in a thing where it's like, oh yeah, you can feel like real life pain in this game. Like you get shot, and somebody's like, I don't want to get shot, and then they get shot, and they feel it. Like if they have heart conditions, like there's a chance that they could just straight up have a heart attack.
Yeah. Not only that, but like the way that I was viewing it, fuck, straight up like if you at any point like feel anything that you sort of don't want to feel and you react to it, right? Like how much of these signals are they going to be able to take? So I might react in the game, but what's to say I'm not going to react in real life?
Yeah, that's true. Well, from at least from what I understood of shows like SAO, they kind of dull the motor processing portion of your brain. So when you're reacting in the game, you don't actually move around in real life. It's all supposed to be happening in your head. So they're like controlling the the electric signals that are in your brain, and it's stopping it from going to the rest of your body. They like dull it. But one of the things that I found interesting from SAO is the muscle memory of it. So if you remember when Kirito comes out of the game and is in real life, he still uses
he
the
blade
stances that he
style, yeah.
learned in the game. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's actually really cool. There's a lot of uses that kind of VR technology could do. It could help people with limited motor function kind of repair those things.
Not only that, but it could be used in terms of training.
True, like military training. One of my favorite ideas is I fucking love the movie, but like nobody else does. Is Inception? How they would train. They used it for military training at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and it was to teach. Um, it was to teach the military officials or anybody in the military that if they're in a dream to shoot each other so they wake up. It's supposed to prevent them from being interrogated in real life and in the dreams.
Wow.
Yeah, but VR could be the same way. Like you could throw somebody who needs to be trained in military practices
Mm-hmm.
into a VR simulation and have them run through it to test if they are mentally prepared for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but at the
And it
same
would
time, that can also cause post-traumatic stress disorder.
yeah, it can. But it's really easy if they do it right. It's really easy to distinguish a virtual world to a real life world, which can cause a little bit of like
Distortion.
discrepancy. No, I don't know what the word is. It can cause some like problems with like, okay, so is this person really ready for this, or is it just because they're in a virtual world that they're doing that
Yeah.
well, that they're handling?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's a lot to be talked about in terms of that subject, and I feel that moving forward, there's definitely going to be a huge amount of progress to it.
Yep.
And like I hope that as we move forward, um, people sort of drop this whole petty console war thing, uh, and like drop the whole like, oh, PC's better, oh, Xbox better, oh, PlayStation better. Hey, Nintendo Switch, shut up. You know?
Switch, shut up. You're Nintendo. You don't have any of our games.
But no, yeah, I hope that can be set aside and just like look towards the betterment of gaming, because I feel that a lot of gaming communities are very toxic, especially
Oh,
when it
yes.
comes down to like consoles, because console players don't want to play with PC players because it's said that PC players have like more hacks, more this, more that, etc. You know?
Yeah, it's the arguments are like PC players have more readily available hacks that console players don't. So like it's a lot easier for a PC player to get an aimbot on a game like Call of Duty than it is for a console player.
Yeah,
Or it's a lot easier for them to do like drop shots again in Call of Duty than it is for a
console.
console player
Yeah.
because their not reaction but their movement buttons are closer together than a console player's is because
Not
they have access to all of their fingers rather than just two of them.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas a
and not only that, but like in terms of accuracy and whatnot, it's far easier to be more accurate with a mouse than it is to be with a controller.
yeah,
So,
which I mean I understand all sides of it, all of the arguments, but I mean it's just a matter of get good scrub.
yeah, most definitely.
But I feel a lot of the toxicity comes from the esports community
Yes,
and like people
most definitely.
who are really like scrub lording that esports status.
Hmm.
You know, it it's interesting. It also sucks because they have in a lot of games like ranked options for people who are trying to build up their rank to maybe get into an esports league
Yeah.
and be able to play professionally, and they still allow them to go into casual ranks and be toxic.
Yeah.
In those areas, which sucks, and it prevents other players who are just trying to have fun. Have fun. But we casual players can be toxic too.
Oh, most definitely. I've had my fair share of casual players. Because, like, I'm a ranked player. Whenever I get a game, I like to test out the ranked because it's great. I like being competitive. I really do. I got back into League of Legends, actually, to its competitive mode, right? However, I find myself not getting as mad as I used to before. Like, before I used to fucking rage. Like, straight up. I was all like, I'm done with you all. You all suck, right? And now I'm like, guys, shut up and play. Like, we got this.
Enjoy the game, man.
Yeah, and then I can, like, I get flamed by casual and ranked players. And I'm just like, what am I?
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing in my life?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's I rage, but it's like light raging. I like to think of it like, rage light, where it's, tiny rages. Or I'll sit there and something will happen and I'm like, God fucking damn it, piece of shit.
Rage light sounds like a poorly advertised energy drink for gamers.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got rage, we've got the rage flavor, and then we have rage light for the people who don't feel like getting too energetic while they're playing video games. I'm gonna start a energy drink company now and name it Rage. We've got Rage Light and Diet Rage. Now introducing Rage, 0 sugar, 0 calories, all the same flavor. Anyways, the game that I find like I get ragey with the most is Call of Duty, because I've always wanted to be really good at Call of Duty.
But you
like,
just
it's
can't.
just been an idea. But I can't. I get for lack of a better term, I get shit on by a lot of like 12-year-olds, and I'm like, I'm over here like, I'm just trying to play the game, man.
Dude, I haven't touched the Battle Royale in a good while.
They added a new game mode. It's like a 50v50 team deathmatch. First to 400 points. It's actually really fun, but it's all sniper based because it's such a big area.
I saw a meme about it, and like, it's like only Warzone players will get to, like, I haven't seen it, and it's just a bunch of like sniper lights. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it's so much fun, and if you ever need to level up your sniper rifles, like, fucking just play that game. But I remember I was like, oh god, I need to get good so I can support my teammates when we're playing Warzone. And I remember I went through like 10, not 10 matches. I went through like 50 matches of just team deathmatch, just only using the sniper rifle. And I finally got it to max level. After the 50 matches, I finally got it to max level, and then I went to go play it in Warzone, and I couldn't hit a single thing. And I'm like, I did all of this work just to not hit anything.
Honestly, I feel that Call of Duty has become far more competitive in its Battle Royale than its actual game modes.
It's true.
Simply because Battle Royale, like, it has just a huge scene. Once PUBG started it and Fortnite made it popular, Battle Royale blew up.
It did. I was talking to I was playing with my older brother. I own Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. I own Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Ops 4 had the Battle Royale version Blackout, which, in my opinion, was not very good. It was poorly implemented. The UI was so small that you couldn't see what you were picking up, so you just pick up random guns and random equipment off the ground, unless you like sat there with the screen this close to your face trying to see it. I mean, I haven't played Blackout in a while, but
no, I 100% agree. In terms of how Blackout was made, like, I first played it. I played it with Goulet and with Tony. We died within the first like 5 minutes of the game, and
Yeah,
like that was like a constant thing simply because we just couldn't see things. I like how they tried implementing the whole zombie thing into it. I'm like,
they did. Which there was rumors that the season 4 was going to implement zombies into it as well, and like the bunkers that you had to figure out the passcode for and everything was going to spawn zombies, and you
But
were able to get like cool loot.
yeah, but Warzone, like Blackout did battle royale very at an intermediate level.
They did. They did. It was it was battle royale light.
And Warzone, they did it right.
They took everything that was wrong with Blackout and they like made it better.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel that Warzone trumps that of PUBG, that of Apex, and obviously that of Fortnite. Fortnite is
Yeah.
a very competitive scene, but I feel that Fortnite can't be touched by any other battle royale simply because of how you play the game. It's very structured for people with faster reflexes and more button use.
Yeah, like I can't build in Fortnite. I play it every once in a while, like just for shits and giggles. And I get pretty far into it, because of the reflexes that I've gained from playing Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
PUBG, even PUBG on like mobile.
Yeah.
Still, just like those reflexes, they translate all over the place, and so I can do well. But the moment I get faced up with somebody who fucking builds towers in like 3 seconds, I'm like, shit, I can't fucking do that. I look at it
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, time to pull out my grenade launcher and blow it up.
Yeah.
And like that's it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like in every game I feel like there's a skill cap. And every player has a different skill cap. You know? I feel that I've reached my skill cap with Fortnite. I can get pretty far. I can win battle royales in Fortnite if I really tried. I know how to decently build, but it's one of those things like there's going to be someone who's better at building than I am, and I'm just going to get outbuild, and I'm just going to die.
Yeah.
However, in games like Apex where you have abilities,
Yeah.
you have to be very precise in how you use those abilities. I feel Apex is far more like strategy based than it is run around kill people.
Yeah.
Warzone,
Yeah, but there is a meta. There is like a meta in Apex. So like with Fortnite,
that's something
it's
don't
okay.
like.
You can kind of get through it if you don't know how to build, or you can kind of get through it if you only know how to build.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that know how to do both really well can get through it a lot better.
Yeah.
With Apex, it's more like you need a meta, you need a strong squad, you need a strong teammates.
Yeah.
In order to get you through the game. If you don't have those, like you're not going to get very far.
Yeah.
If you don't know your main, you're not going to get very far. And if you play with somebody who plays your main, then you're just gonna kind of suck.
Yeah. And PUBG,
like,
it's
very.
I like how we're both struggling for words here. Okay. Let me go ahead and give my opinion. PUBG, it wasn't the first battle royale.
H1Z1?
Yes.
Yes, I thought. I never played that one.
Neither did I. PUBG really made it onto the scene with a 100 fall out of a plane and kill each other type of thing.
Yeah.
And
wrong. The first battle royale was actually Minecraft Hunger Games.
Right. Shit! Yes, you're right. Hunger Games, OG, and like they're still going strong because I've seen a lot of competitions like Minecraft champs and things of that nature that a bunch of YouTubers are sort of participating in. Like, damn, dude, they're making bank.
They're making bank with it.
Anyways, PUBG did a thing where their mechanics are wonky. They've always been wonky, and they still are. Shooting isn't the most precise. You can deflect bullets with a frying pan. And
You can only deflect headshots.
yes,
Because when you're running around, you hold in front of your head. But if they hit you in the body, you're like, my pride.
yeah. And then one of the things that I don't like is the movements of PUBG. It feels wrong.
Yeah, it's not natural.
But then Warzone, it's everything's up to chance and how good you are as a player. Because your team can suck, but if you're good, you can carry them. Because it depends what area you fall in, if you get good loot, how good you are with your reflexes, etc., etc., etc. Like, I feel that Warzone is far more of a skillful game. Like, an individual can shine far more than any other one of these battle royales, and that's why I feel Warzone is the best.
Yes. In my opinion, well, I agree. Like Warzone, out of all the battle royale games I've ever played, Warzone is honestly my favorite. I can't really say it's the best because it's my opinion. It's the best in my opinion, but I can't say out of all of them it's the best. But it's really, it takes Call of Duty skills and kind of flips it on its head, because you've got the people that are really technically good, like they can like drop shot real easy, or they jump around corners and catch everyone off guard and still shoot the corner real good. And then you have the people who are very like they can stand still, they can camp. That's part of the game now.
Yeah.
They made camping such a viable strategy that it's no longer, shit, I got killed by a camper. It's like, fuck, man, that was a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had thought about that. And it takes the toxicity of Call of Duty where, like, you run into a building and you immediately get shot a bunch and you're like, fucking camper, or like, I shot first. You know, it's like, oh man, like that was a good play.
How the fuck did I
wish
see
I was
him?
able to do that.
Yeah.
How did I not see him? It's like the new game mode, the 50v50.
Yeah.
I was playing and I got shot at from the side, and I'm like, fuck, how did I not see him? Instead of, fuck, he just saw me, he's going after me the entire time. Like, I hate this game. It's just like, I didn't see him coming.
Yeah.
And it really, it flips everything that Call of Duty is onto its head. And it's like a whole new game.
And it makes sense. And I don't see much toxicity on Warzone, if I'm being honest with you.
I rarely see it. But, I mean, like, I play on console, so console doesn't have access to, like, chat. It's all voice chat. We have access to chat in the menu, but there's no chat during the game. Yeah. Which is really nice, because if anybody's like, fuck this game, like, we can't see it.
Yeah.
Or if they're like, stop being such a noob, it's like, oh, whatever, we're just playing the game. But
no, I play on console as well. My PC can't handle it. Well, my monitor can't handle it.
There's very little toxicity from what I've noticed.
Same.
In the game. I mean, I still get really ragey because I want to be good at the game because it's a Call of Duty game, but at the same time, it's like, whatever.
Like, when I play Warzone, like, I feel I'm most like, out of all the games I've played except for League of Legends, Warzone is probably like the second game that I'm most competitive in. And like, the first video that I sort of put out for OCDA, it was a Warzone gameplay of me playing with my friend Andy and Elizabeth, right? I was so silent throughout most of that gameplay. I actually streamed that. That was a stream. Excuse me. I was so silent because I was focusing so hard because I wanted to win.
Yep.
I took routes that, like, I didn't think people would know about. I went around people, like I actually strategized in the game, real time. And like, I don't know. Like the game is just so well made that like it forces my competitive side to come out in such a good way where I'm flaming my team for them sucking.
Yeah, I've never done that. I do the people that I do play with. I there is one person that I play with that I kind of I enjoy playing with them, but at the same time it's like, dude, I mean we're just having fun.
Mm.
We're just playing the game. But he's competitive. He's a streamer, so he plays the game and he streams it. He does all this stuff with it, and so he's really good at the kind of nuances. Like you can, if you're aiming at a door, you can open the door to peek the door, and
Yeah.
that's really good. Me, I just open the door all the way and I sit there. It's like I didn't know about the peeking until he told me about it, and I was like, oh shit, look at that. That's so much better. And then I never do it.
No, like I know it exists, but I'm the guy that like I run into the room, look around real quick and shoot if I see anyone. Like
Yeah.
I make the bold entrance. I'm like, I'm here, notice me.
Yeah, I've taken the time and I've made 3 different classes specifically for the Warzone, like ideas, whatever.
Hmm.
So I have the one for just plain Warzone, Battle Royale Warzone, and then I have one for Plunder, and then I have one for the Team Deathmatch version of it, which all of them incorporate some sort of sniper rifle, and then all of them incorporate one of my favorite assault rifles because I don't like the SMGs
Really?
very much. I like them, I just don't use them.
Wow.
But
I,
I have
I only have one
better
classmate.
ARs.
I have one classmate. It's an AR, and I think it's the ah, it's like
Is
one
it
of
the
the basic
M1A4?
ones. No,
Is it the
I think it's the
M13?
M. Yeah,
Yes, the M13. Yeah,
yeah.
it's one of my favorites.
And then as my secondary, I have overkill. So I run a machine gun. I think it's the MP7
Oh, nice. Yes, I don't use LMGs. I'm not an LMG guy, but
submachine gun.
oh, yeah, I don't. Okay.
MP7.
Yeah, I'm sure I know what you're talking about, but off the top of my head right now, I don't.
Like MP7, like it's been probably my favorite gun since like Black Ops 2. What's up?
You know what gun that I've actually started really enjoying that I didn't enjoy when I first picked it up?
Which one?
The Bison.
Hmm.
Or the one that I call the Bison. It's the front-loaded barrel gun. It's a submachine gun. The clip is just that big old barrel that comes out, and then you replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know which one? Okay, yeah. So that one's really nice. Like the gun is really good, but when I first picked it up, I'm like, I fucking hate this gun. And then I started playing it recently because I'm at max level, so I have all the guns unlocked and everything unlocked.
Yep.
I was like, I might as well try some new guns since I have them all unlocked. And then I tried that one, and I'm like, ha! Why didn't I like this to begin with?
Wow, we've
Yeah.
gone on for quite some time now. We went from console wars to battle royale war to Warzone. So still on topic.
Warzone's fun. Yeah.
Um,
There's a lot of wars going on out there, and most of them have to do with consoles and Warzone. Warzone has made the biggest leap in trying to break this console war division
oh yeah.
by adding crossplay. It is the only one that has crossplay through everything except for mobile because there's no mobile version of it,
Does
and Switch doesn't have it.
Yeah, Mike. No.
Fortnite has a crossplay between the Switch, console, PC, and Fortnite has crossplay between everything actually.
They
But
do
that
not
I think that came.
have Xbox to PlayStation, or did they change that?
I think they changed that
Okay.
because
I remember there was a
I mean,
message
I've
before.
tried it.
I remember there was a message before I tried joining someone who was playing on PlayStation and said like, "You're not allowed to play with this person."
You're just not allowed. We're not allowing you.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never actually tried playing with anybody who's on Xbox, but I know that they have crossplay between PlayStation, PC, and Switch.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games that are implementing crossplay, trying to break this whole
Console war shit.
console war. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really good. It's good for them. Good for them. But,
And I hope that when OCDA develops a video game for multiplayer and we actually have like the servers to run and whatnot, like I want to be able to make it to where everyone can play with each other. I don't give a fuck who you are, what you play on. Like if you want to play with someone, I want you to have the ability to play with them, no matter where they're playing, no matter where you're playing.
yeah,
That's the hope.
Speaking of OCDA games,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were going to announce this, but we are currently still in the making of said game. We are working on control layouts right now. So
yeah, we're actually making a lot of progress. A lot more time is going to be dedicated onto that. Oh, focus. A lot of more time is going to be dedicated to that. I'm working with the person who's helping me in terms of writing the story. I'm working with King in terms of like the actual like engine, controls, and all of that. And then I'm going to be working with the artist when I have a better idea as to what we're doing to start working on sprites, backgrounds, maps, things of all that nature. Like I want to make sure that this game is beautifully structured, and I want to make sure that not only myself but everyone who's working on it feels proud of it all. Because if one person isn't proud, then why did they put in the time? Like I don't want that thought to run through their head.
Yeah, so far I'm pretty proud of the work that you and the writer have done. I'm proud of the work that we got done the other day when we were working on it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what the game's going to look like when we kind of get some temporary sprites in there so we can test movement, animations, all that kind of stuff. And I'm really excited to see what the actual final product's going to look like, or the alpha version.
Yeah, the demo.
So I'm excited for what it's going to look like. I am very into this idea. I know that game making is a lot harder than it looks, we're in for a lot of work, but hopefully we can get a lot done sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely taking the time to do it is going to be extremely necessary. But right now, I feel that it's a good time to start, and a good time to actually commit to something like this. So yeah. Everyone will be getting more updates as we go along. The OCDA Twitter is going to be tweeting about it, so go ahead and follow us. Also, the Instagram, I'm going to actually start posting updates of when we're working on things. I'm actually going to be posting snippets of like just some teasers and whatnot. Some of the artwork maybe when we get into it, and most definitely OCDA YouTube will probably cover it when we actually get some substantial progress that is worth showing. Not showing the entire thing because that would just take forever. So please go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias. You may go ahead and follow myself, Dark8a, and Kingthefirst on our social medias. I have a Twitter and Instagram set up, and then King has a Twitter. He'll be working on the whole Instagram at a later date. No need to rush that. Of course, follow the YouTube. A lot of more content is going to be posted up there. Not this week particularly. We're actually taking the time to make sure that we have things for the rest of the year, and making sure that the content that we're putting out is quality. I don't want to rush content out there because, in my opinion, that's one of the things that sort of like lowers the image overall. Like I want to make sure that what I put out there is good. If it's not good and I don't like it, I don't feel that other people are going to like it. I'm very critical about things. So, from there, I believe that's going to be it for today's episode of the Lifestrat podcast. King, anything you want to say before we sign off?
Other than I finally, well, not like officially in social media or whatever, but I finally let people know around me, like, hey, I'm in the process of making a video game with a close friend of mine and helping him out with that stuff. Um, I've announced to people like, hey, I'm helping, OCDA with podcasts, video making, all that kind of stuff. So uh, hopefully, I want to wait. I want to like put it off until the computer is finished, up and running, and a lot better than what it is. But hopefully soon, I can maybe grab some clips that I've saved on my PlayStation, edit some stuff up, and throw it on OCDA's YouTube channel. So that way, there's some extra content in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, but hopefully.
Yeah, you'll
Than that,
yeah, you'll definitely be seeing a lot more activity and faces on OCDA other than just my face. So hopefully, you don't get bored of us. And then, other than that, I will be streaming today from 8 p.m. to around 11 p.m. It's going to be a 3-hour stream. I was wondering what we could play. I don't know. King, do you have anything to do around that time?
I'd probably make dinner.
Okay.
Probably about it.
8 p.m. to 11 p.m. I don't know if you have the game Dauntless.
I do. Is that crossplay?
Yes.
Oh, sweet! I can play with you on my PlayStation. Because I think I have it. I think I have it done.
I barely started the game yesterday. I want to see if I can stream it. I'm going to do some testing before the stream happens to make sure I can do it. If not, I'll probably stream Smite.
Ooh, I can play that with you and die a whole bunch and teach you how to die.
So definitely,
that's gonna be what you learned from me.
I've played the game before. I have a good understanding of the game. So, but yeah, most definitely, I'll be seeing you all at 8 p.m., 11 p.m. if you do wish to join me. Of course, this is all MST, and for those of you who are watching on the YouTubes, this is going up on Thursday. So I'm gonna be streaming on Thursday. Well, actually, this video's even, but yeah, streaming Thursday 1 p.m. to around 5 p.m. And then for those of you who are watching on the YouTube, we're going back to streaming on Sundays, 7 p.m. to around 11 p.m. for D&Ds. We're gonna actually start incorporating Pathfinder 2nd Edition into the mix. Hopefully, I don't know, still in the works. So there's a lot more content being worked on, and I'm very excited for you all to see it. But until then, I'm Dark8a.
I'm Kingthefirst.
And we'll be seeing you next time. Laters, guys.
Laters.